Good afternoon. Myself Bhupati belongs to Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today's topic is heat transfer in agricultural engineering. Before enter into the content, first we have to know the basic concept of thermodynamics and heat transfer. So thermodynamics is a study of heat and work transfer relation. Heat transfer. So how the heat will be flow. So every activity involves in heat transfer. For example, the engine is working by the combustion of fuel. The heat will be generated inside the cylinder. So the heat due to heat transfer, the cylinder gets heated. That's why we said every activity involves heat transfer. And these are the content we're going to see in this presentation. Heat, dynamic theory of heat, heat transfer, purpose of heat transfer, steady and unsteady heat transfer, and its applications. Heat transfer. So heat is the form of energy. For example, in school days, we study about the law of conservation of energy. The energy neither be created nor destroyed. We can able to convert one form of energy into another form of energy. Here, two energy is there. One is high temperature, another one is low temperature. Due to temperature difference, the heat transfer will be occur. That high temperature and low temperature that will be measured by using the term temperature. So temperature is defined as the degree of hotness and coldness. And next, dynamic theory of heat. The kinetic energy of each molecules of the substance is proportional to its absolute temperature. If the temperature increases, the molecules in the substance will get movement. So three form of energy will be created based on the temperature. First one, vibrational energy, rotational energy, and translational energy. For example, we are heating the water by supply of heat at the bottom of the vessel. The water gets heated at the time. If the temperature increases in the water, obviously the vibration of molecules will be created inside the water. Then rotational energy. The bubbles will be formed at the bottom of the surface. The bubbles rise to the surface. That will be created the rotational energy. And the translational energy also, the bubbles continuously moving up by the buoyancy force. Then heat transfer. So as we already said, heat transfer means the transmission of energy from one region to another as a result of change in temperature. The purpose of heat transfer. So what purpose we are using the heat transfer? First thing will be estimate the rate of heat flow. So how much amount of energy will be transferred in the boundary that will be measured, but for both the conditions, steady state and unsteady state condition. Then next, we can able to find the temperature for all the fields. Okay. These are some applications. The human body is the one of the application for heat transfer. For example, the four members are sitting together in the bench. So all are closely seated in the bench. So each body having different temperature. Based on the temperature difference, the heat will be transferred body to body. Then air conditioning, heating system, and power plant, electronic equipment, and refrigerator. These are all some applications for heat transfer. Then there are three different modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection, and variation. Conduction, the heat will be transferred from higher temperature to lower temperature by direct physical contact. Direct physical contact, the heat will be transferred. Then the effective conduction heat transfer only takes place only in solid to solid. So in this picture, there will be a pressure cooker. We are supplying the heat at the bottom of the vessel. So by the molecular impact, the heat will be transferred in this outer surface of the vessel. The handle is directly attached with this cooker. Obviously, the heat will be transferred to the handle also. Okay, so this is the best example for conduction. Here, for find out the heat transfer, we are using the Fourier law of heat conduction formula. If the rate of heat flow is directly proportional to area and temperature gradient. So minus sign represent for due to heat transfer, the heat will be lost. The next one, convection. Convection, the heat will be transferred from solid surface to fluid medium. Wherever fluid presence is there, the convective mode of heat transfer will be occur. Here represented the two diagrams. Then is hydrodynamic boundary layer thickness diagram and thermal boundary layer thickness diagram. In this picture, there will be a hot block. The air is flow near the block. The temperature of the air will be very high. It's near to the block. Then it's gradually decreasing based on the distance. Based on this distance, the temperature will be gradually decreasing. Okay. For example, here we show the backside of the fridge. So refrigerator is the best example for convective heat transfer. The next one is by radiation. Radiation heat transfer by the flow of electromagnetic radiation. For example, in school days, we draw the magnetic field where magnetic, like a magnetic field, the heat will be transferred. See this picture? Here there will be a high temperature source. The man is sitting here. Like a electromagnetic waves, the heat will be transferred to the human. There is no transmitting medium. So radiation is only effective in pure vacuum. Vacuum only the pure radiation will occur. Here we are using the formula Stephen Boltzmann constant formula we are using to find the heat transfer. Then application of heat transfer. Some of the agricultural applications are crop drying, refrigeration and cold storage, food processing and preservation, greenhouse climate control, composting and design of farm building, and last soil heating and frost production. So each application it will be correlate with the different modes of heat transfer. This picture represents the heat transfer analysis. Okay. Thank you.